I'm John Merck here with Dr. Damon Means. It's time for Minute with Means. He's the superintendent of the Tosa School District. Dr. Means, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Tosa 2075 initiative is now done. What's next for the district? What does that mean? What's the result of that?
Well, you know, before I go into the 2075 initiative being done, I want to just thank all the stakeholders. We had a very large task force of community members and staff members participate and work with us for over 10 months. We had a very large community presence with our community survey and also coming to our listening sessions. People are engaged, and so I want to thank the community for really coming along with us and being informed. Where do we go now?
Yeah.
On June 17th, the Board of Education made a decision to put 2 referendum questions on the November 5th ballot. One for operation and operational services, and then one for facilities. And so the next part of this process is for us to educate the community. Our role is to provide facts and to give the community information so then they can make the decision. This is now democracy at its best. It's each citizen will have a chance to weigh in and vote.
So your communication team, your administration staff did a great job making sure the community stayed involved. Let's talk about each of these. Operational. What does it mean if people vote yes? What will the district see? Not dollars and cents, but what does this mean if they say yes to the operational?
If they say yes to the operational referendum, then we will continue to have our robust programming. We'll continue to have low class sizes. We'll continue to offer all the electives that our school districts come to be known for: elementary, band and orchestra, all the different things that we're proud of as a school system. But the other thing is that we get to keep our teachers. We're seeing an uptick in our retention rate with teachers, where it's over 90% right now as of June of 2024. We believe that retention rate is high because we are actually able to compensate teachers for their worth. We weren't doing it before. Over the last 3 years, we've increased teacher salaries by 21%.
Wow.
So we understand that our teachers are really important and that's really a critical piece to this. Also, we'll see an enhanced curriculum in our school system. Over the next 4 years, we have to update our math curriculum, K-12, and we also, this comes home for me and is particularly important for me. We're going to update our social studies curriculum. I'm a former high school social studies teacher, and making sure that we're preparing our young people to be the leaders of the next generation is really important. That comes through social studies, and so making sure that those 2 curriculums are updated, that will also be something that you will see if the operational referendum of $64.4 million is approved by the voters on November 5th.
All right, Dr. Means, what happens if the referendum doesn't pass, the operational? What does the community see?
We see reductions. We'll have to make some very difficult financial decisions, and we'll make significant reductions. This is all based on the fact that if the state continues to fund us the way that they have or over the last few years since 2009 and not keep up with the inflationary increase, we will see significant cuts. We'll see increases in class sizes, we'll see programs go away, and we'll see salaries frozen. And we'll see a lot of reductions in positions as well. So it's a tipping point.
And with retention such a big issue, I mean, we have to take care of our teachers, and you've done that, and we're on that track. So if you want the best educators, you got to think about this.
You have to invest in your educators. You have to invest in your workforce. If you don't invest in your workforce, then what the children receive in terms of services will have an impact. I think we have one of the best faculties in the state of Wisconsin, and we have to compensate them accordingly to retain them and to make sure that we show our level of appreciation.
So if the referendum, the operational, does pass, Dr. Means, what's the impact, financial impact to taxpayers?
On the operational referendum, it will be $1.67 on every $1,000 of the value of a home. And so that's the impact to a taxpayer if this operational referendum of $64.4 million does pass.
So in Tosa, the average home price is $350,000. So that means for the average taxpayer, it would be $584 a year. And this is not in perpetuity. This is for 4 years, right?
4 years. 4 years.
Okay.
It's a 4-year referendum.
So there is a sunset on this, so that's the financial impact. So let's talk about the facilities question. On the facility side, what does it mean, Dr. Means, if that passes? What does that mean for our schools and what will happen?
I think it moves us closer to an equity platform. As you know, we have 4 brand new schools. We have Lincoln, we have McKinley, we have Wilson W. STEM, and we have Underwood. Those schools meet the 2010 ADA standards, but our existing buildings do not. And I think that's an equity and imbalance that we have in the district right now. What we want to do is create all of our schools that have the 2010 ADA standards. We want all of our schools to hit that standard. And so to that end, if this referendum passes in November 5th, we will have all of our buildings meet the 2010 federal ADA standards, and that's our goal.
And that also involves the high school, right? Standards at the high school.
Yes, so this would also include Wauwatosa East and Wauwatosa West.
And deferred maintenance is also a bucket in facilities, right?
We have millions of dollars of unaddressed deferred maintenance issues at Madison, Eisenhower, Roosevelt, Washington, and Jefferson, and then also the Fisher Montessori building. We need to address those things. It's like your home. We have to make sure that we are keeping up with those general maintenance issues from a safety perspective to make sure that the envelope of our schools are really tight and good places for learning.
So if this question, the facilities question, doesn't pass, what does that mean for the district?
Unfortunately, it continues to put us in a position where we're not meeting ADA standards. That is not our goal. That is not our aspiration to not meet those ADA standards. But if this referendum doesn't pass, we're continuing to put families and stakeholders in a tough position. If this referendum fails, we will continue to meet that mark.
So on the facility side, if it passes, it's 43 cents per thousand of valuation. So that works out to be, if I have my math right, about $150 per year. Is this also for 4 years?
No, this one is actually for 20 years.
Okay.
So it's spread across a 20-year time frame.
So that's why actually the dollar amount you're asking for is less. So it's about $150 on the average home, but that's spread across 20 years.
Yes.
And it's so important because it's easy to talk about math and art and athletic facilities, but this is stuff that's really at the heart and core of making our schools accessible for kids and safe for kids because of the deferred maintenance, right?
Correct. You know, we're not suggesting that every school has to be a brand new school, but the school needs to be safe and it needs to be accessible for all of our students. And for 5 of our buildings right now, we can't say that with confidence. We can't say that right now with confidence with our district office and the Montessori school. And it's just not our students. It's community members. It's an employee that we could hire that needs to have accessibility. And I just don't think that that's an equity issue that we have paid enough attention to. We can't be the equity district if we're not addressing equity issues for all members of our community.
So if people want more information, want to get up to speed, where should they go? What website should they check out?
www.wauwatosaschools.org. Go to our website and you'll find all the information you would ever want to know about this referendum factually right there on the website.
I was on the site. It's all there. It's easy to digest, so check it out. Dr.
Yes.
DeMond Means, thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.